Hello my fellow Lakers, newcomers and passerbys, and welcome back to some more Scum Leaks. We're back on Tommy's page. He's the co-founder and creator director at Gamepires, and his Twitter link is down below so you guys can follow along. Okay, so we have quite a few cool stuff going on here. First off, let's go ahead and go over the upgrades for the planned cars. So as you can see here, you have your armor stages, your storage stages, and your accessory stages. It looks like the little roof hatch where you stand out to shoot your AK or even put an MG on there. It looks like it counts as storage in some way, which I guess it stores you theoretically. I'm assuming that's what they mean. But yeah, these are all really cool. The armor, I think it looks really nice. But there's another leak that I want to show you that actually involves these as well. And that is this one right here, the Wagon. So this is just one example on how you'll be able to modify your vehicles, as it says. And then it also mentions that, however, arming windows will disable shooting through them, which, I mean, makes sense. You know what I mean? You're not going to shoot through your front windows with these freaking fully armored the way they are. It looks like you could probably like arm your doors, but once the windows are armored, it's over. You know what I mean? It's your car is literally made for transportation. So if you really wanted to, if you were a group big enough, because I fully believe that the game is a faction-based game. I believe that you're supposed to be in big factions. So I honestly think that if you had like a convoy along with your convoy altogether, so like maybe a car ahead, a car behind, and then your main loot car that has all your storage on it, that would be pretty cool to see. I'd like to also see what the admins do on these servers, on these admin-owned servers, what they do with all these cool little gadgets that they are putting in the game. Now, I'm also going to mention, when I'm talking about factions, let's go ahead and mention this right here. This is a potential NPC trader outpost. As you can see, the boss, the trader, armor, prison, bar, medic, and banks are all included in this. And there is another variation that I want to show you guys as well before I start talking about this. And that is this variation. This is a newer concept that they created. And obviously it's a sketch. Sorry, I got hiccups. This is a sketch of what it's going to look like. So as you can see, here are the guard tower. And mind you, this is a concept, so it might not look like this at all. So here are the guard towers, the prison's right here, ambulance. It has a bar, the boss is in the middle. It has a bank. It has a bank, so you can store things within it. Shooting range and armory, so you can probably buy weapons and stuff also from the trader as well. It also has soldier barracks, so I'm guessing there's going to be some soldier NPCs walking around, which I think is going to be really cool. I wonder if it's going to have an economy system where the economy changes based on how people trade and buy things, and the rarity of how much things they actually get in. So if say a server was to sit there and they were to change the loot spawn of certain things, I wonder if the economy would base itself upon that. So like say they made like bandages very rare, it would up the price in a trader for bandages and such. That would be really cool. And it would be, I don't know, I mean, or they'll just mod the traders. It's basically like modding, to be honest. That's really what it is. But yeah, I think this is really cool because that means we're getting closer to NPCs, and we really do need a trader in the game to get rid of these bots. These bots kind of lag the servers, as everyone knows. And they're cool and all, but I mean, the fact that you can actually go to a physical place with NPCs and an actual trader, and maybe even get missions, and not only missions, but you know, you can trade your stuff, all the stuff you've been hoarding in your house. Get rid of it, please. All right, let's go. Let's just go ahead and move on. There's a little M82 or M82A1 suppressors right here. Pretty darn cool. There's nothing crazy about that. So we're gonna go ahead and look at, I think it's a VHS. I don't know. I really don't know what this is. I'm just reading the comments. HS VHS2. Cool. Looks really cool. New weapons are always welcome. This is probably going to be more of a, I think this is like a mid-range gun, isn't it? I would consider this a submachine gun, it looks like. I don't think this is like a full-on rifle. I mean, it might be. I could be completely wrong. But it is very nice and very cool looking. And then we also have another weapon as well that corresponds to this, and this is the HSSF-19. This is also a Croatian weapon, Croatian pistol. Very nice. Another cool add-on gun. Like I said, every little bit when it comes to weapons and like items and stuff like that, it adds immersion into the game. So I enjoy it. It's nice. You know, not the coolest thing in the world to me, personally at this state of the game, but it's nice and it's really cool. So what is cool though is the new base modularity. I've mentioned this a few times in my other leaking videos, or in other videos that I've done, period. I've also talked to a bunch of people about base modularity and how it was coming, and I knew it was going to be a thing. And then they leaked it, and then now I actually know it's going to be a thing, and now they leaked it again, as you can see here. So this is just one picture of the base modularity. As you can see, there is another base it looks like they were working on. It looks like they got the walls around it in the corner, and it looks like the little gray thing over there. So it was going to show what it actually looked like when it was actually all walled in. And it looks like there's also this water tower. I don't know if that's an in-game item. I can't remember, but that's okay. I really don't care right now because I only care about this right here, which is the base modularity. Man, I mean, look, you got triangle walls, you got your square walls, and you got your rooftops, and look at how beautiful this decking is. Like, I would not imagine that they would have got into this, but they really got into this and they made it look unique. I remember when this game first came out and they said they didn't want a bunch of little shacks just thrown around the freaking island. They didn't want people building these bases that looked like crap. And they were, I think originally they were gonna have the houses locked up, and you were gonna be able to go in them and you were gonna be able to modify the inside of the houses. Now that's been talked about in previous comments and subsections and stuff like that, and Reddits and stuff, but like this is really cool. This does not look like a shack on the side of the road. As a matter of fact, I would even argue that this looks better than the cabins. And it just, I don't know if it'd be realistic. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're gonna freaking build an entire base like this realistically. I think cabins would be more realistic, but it doesn't matter because I'm not, like, when it comes to base building, no one's looking for freaking realism. Come on, let's be honest here. This looks completely doable, and it just looks fun, and it looks a lot nicer, and it brings the ability to actually shape out your base properly. Now they did talk about possibly performance issues. It is a work in progress. They'll have a lot more freedom to build and stuff, but I mean, this is a lot. I mean, they took out doors in the city because of how much it lagged. So just imagine this, you know? I mean, like the roof looks amazing. It has a little attic way. It looks really cool, but you know, each piece of that decking, each piece of that fence they got on the bottom there, the floor, the ceilings, like, we gotta watch it, boys and girls. We gotta watch it. It's gonna be crazy, and I really hope they can make this work. That would be amazing. And then the cool thing is, they could easily make it to where the flag has to be placed on a foundation in order to be proper. Like, you can't place it like just on the ground. You have to build a foundation, and then you have to place a flag on the foundation, and then boom, now you have base building, and now you have people not being able to put flags on freaking rocks or, you know, on high places where no one can get to because they built up there and then they destroyed the buildings to get up there. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and move on from that. There is, I think, one more thing I want to show you guys that I think is very cool. In this video right here, sorry, trapped in the freaking casing. This video right here is what we've been talking about with, man, what was it? Jumping out of helicopters or planes and stuff like that. So originally in the comic, if you guys remember the comic for this that they made, they actually had him jump out of a plane and he parachuted down to the ground, And it's also said, allegedly, that players would usually, when they jumped out of planes and stuff like that, you know, other players would come and they would shoot them out of the sky, causing the parachutes to rip, and they would, you know, completely fall to the ground and die. Or they would just forget to pull their parachute altogether, or it malfunctioned and they would just fall to the ground and die. And from this, people would go and loot their bodies for various things. I don't know if you're going to be able to spawn with various things, but I do know that you were going to be jumping out of the thing with a parachute. I have also shown this in single player, where you can actually spawn in a parachute, but you can't actually use it in utilize it in any single way. So this is an animation of what it's going to look like when they're jumping out of this plane. It's just freaking hilarious. Obviously, it's only the beginning animation. It's not the falling animation. It's going to be funny if you don't pull your parachute, and then like just the bottom of him hitting the ground is just going to be that animation, just boom. You know what I mean? But anyways, the whole freaking him jumping and him in midair will be the animation for them jumping out of planes and you parachuting down to the ground. So there'll be no more spawning on the ground. And the really cool thing is that they mentioned something along with this. They said along with planes, the parachute will be added. With 0.7, the prisoners will be dropped to the island instead of being spawned on the ground. Like I said, you'll have some control over the flight path and the time when you want to open the parachute. Happy landings, everyone. Now, they also mentioned in an earlier leak about 0.7 about there being an, I think an NPC, if I am correct. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and double check that math real quick, because I'm pretty sure they showed it not too long ago. Yes, so it's not an NPC like I thought. However, this is what's going to be in the bunkers. If you guys remember, this little doodad guy, it's like a, I wouldn't call it an NPC technically, but it's not something else that's going to be added to 0.7, so we can add that to the list with him and the freaking oh Jesus, I keep losing my mind, I'm so sorry. The planes and the and possibly helicopters. Sorry, I said helicopters, I know I did, and I'm so sorry, but planes for sure, and being able to jump out of them, period. So skydive. So that's pretty darn cool. So that is actually it for today. This week of leaks has just been completely amazing. Not only have we found out more about 0.7 and what's actually coming, and I think it's going to be the planes and possibly base modularity update. However, possibly not. I do know that the cars are going to be modified in 0.7. I don't know that for a fact technically, but I have like a very high intuition that that's exactly what's going to happen, considering how finished these products actually look and how they're showing them off. I can't wait to see one of these freaking modded vehicles actually driving down the street. The Outpost and NPCs might not be at 0.7 like I thought. However, we will have some more enemy NPCs as they did leak. We also might have some changes to bunkers and some other things that will be coming down the line. So 0.8 is probably how we're going to have to wait for these traders and stuff like that. However, I could be completely wrong and they might blindside us. I don't know. It's possible. Anyways, I really do hope you guys do enjoy your day, and I am out.